Welcome to this edition of Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya. I am your co-host, Dr. Teresa A. Smith, Dr. TAS, and OnJerya is my lovely co-host who tries to keep me under control, but sometimes it's hard, but really I'm trying to keep her under control. So, OnJerya, how are you doing today?
I can't complain. It is Tuesday, obviously, because we're live at 7. But it's been a very interesting, fun-filled day. How about
Oh,
you?
it's been a good day. I really cannot complain. It's all about perception, how you see things, and it's been a good day. I have no complaints whatsoever.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
Mhm.
Really can't complain about that. Because my thing is, another day above ground
Yes,
is a good day. So a win is a win.
absolutely. So what's been gnawing at you? Because you always got something gnawing at you.
I know it's so much, girl. I didn't know where to start, but then I was like, all right, brain, you got to focus. All right, you got to focus because the people need a word. Now, I would like to start off by saying I feel like the roles are going to reverse back tonight.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, girl.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
unshare you.
No, you can definitely have yourself back tonight. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So again, for anyone that knows me in my real life, you know that I love to do research. So of course, there has been this speech that's been the talk around town, as the old folks would say. And of course, it's Viola Davis, the speech that she gave at the NAACP Image Award. So, just want to give you a little background, just in case if you don't know who Miss Viola Davis is. She is an American actress, film producer, and also an author. She was born in St. Matthews, South Carolina, and she has a long list of accolades that include both the Triple Crown of Acting and the EGOT. Now, just in case if you don't know what an EGOT is, it's an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Awards. In 2012 and 2017, Time named her as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. In 2020, the New York Times ranked her ninth on its list of greatest actors of the 21st century. She is a graduate of Juilliard Arts. She has been, or Juilliard, she has been on numerous Broadway shows. She's been in a lot of different movies, TV series. The list goes on and on. If you don't know who she is, you might remember her from being in the movie Fences with Denzel Washington, where she received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. You may remember her from The Help, being one of the housemaids. You may even remember her from being in Ma Rainey, where she played Ma Rainey, the Black Bottom, who was like a jazz singer. She also on television became the first Black actress to win a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series for her role as a lawyer. And you guessed it if you watched it, Annalise Keaton on the ABC legal drama series How to Get Away with Murder. That was my show, okay? They need to bring that back. It's the good stuff that goes away that we wish would come back. And of course, if you are a DC girl or boy, she's a part of the DC Extended Universe where she has played Amanda Waller in Suicide Squad to Black Adam. And then, of course, she's been a part of the DC Universe where she's been in Widows. You may remember her from her action packed film, The Woman King. And if you don't know about any of that, she's married. And her husband are the founder of a production company called Juvie Production. And she's also widely recognized for her advocacy and her support for human rights and, of course, women of color. Her audiobook narration of her 2022 memoir, Finding Me, won her the Grammy Award for Best Audiobook Narration and Storytelling Recording. And I thought this was a fun fact because I didn't know this. So in March of 2024, to commemorate the 65th anniversary of International Women's Day, she was one of a number of female celebrities that had their likeness turned into a Barbie doll. Yeah, so I did not know that. So kudos to Miss Davis. Um, and if you're into movies, you would know that last year, I think it might have been on Amazon Prime. Correct me if I'm wrong, Teresa. She starred in G20. It was an action-packed thriller where she played, guess what? The U.S. president. And if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to go see it if it's still out there. Okay.
Yeah, I might do a little article. Thank you, NJ, for dropping that on me. I think I might do a little put that on my blog. That G20. Oh God, she's good.
Yeah, she's good.
She good.
She good. She really good.
Oh,
And
ooh.
most recently, she has co-written a book with author James Patterson that is set to be released on March 9th called Judge Stone. And it's currently available right now on Amazon for pre-orders. Okay. So I said all that to say, well, what are you saying? Oh, what I'm saying is this. The crown is already yours. Why we still doubt ourselves? What crown are you refusing to wear because you're still waiting for someone else's permission? Have you ever stayed quiet in a meeting or a situation because you felt your voice didn't matter? What would happen if you spoke up? Are the people in your life encouraging your growth, or are they simply benefiting from you staying small? Are you waiting for validation from others before believing in yourself? Have you ever realized later that something you thought was a setback actually redirected you to your purpose? How many opportunities have we missed in life because we were waiting for permission to believe in ourselves? Well, when Miss Viola Davis accepted the Chairman's Award at the 56th Annual NAACP Image Award, she delivered a powerful speech. And again, if you have not heard it, you can Google it and it'll just pop up immediately because everyone is talking about it. And in her speech, she reminds us about truth, identity, and self worth. Her speech emphasizes that success is not only about talent or recognition, it's about embracing your entire story, including those painful chapters that shape who you become. She reflected on her journey from poverty to global recognition and explained how those experiences gave depth to her voice and purpose. She encouraged people to stop shrinking themselves to fit into spaces that fail to recognize their value. Too often, people wait for approval, validation, or permission before stepping fully into their potential. But as she reminded everyone, our work is already established when she, I quote, stated, our crown has already been bought and paid for. All we have to do is wear it. During her message, she also honored those quiet heroes that don't always wear capes in everyday life, such as caregivers, activists, mentors, community leaders, and individuals who are always uplifting others while creating lasting impact without always receiving recognition. So always remember, your story is not something to hide, it is your strength. The struggles, the lessons, the resilience, and the growth all shape the person that you are becoming. Don't wait for someone else to validate your value or confirm your purpose. Your crown is already yours. Stop shrinking, stop doubting, stop waiting. Wear your crown boldly, speak your truth confidently, and walk in the power of the life experiences that made you who you are today. And I agree, Mon. No, I don't like mute either. We know your mute button don't work.
Not mine talking about mute. Oh my. Hey, Mon. So good to have you with us live, Mon.
Waller is suicide.
As I mute that particular one. Want to say hello to the folks who've joined us over on IG. Patricia Jean Boren, please forgive if I've said it wrong. Mama Life Forever. And Red, hey Red Bad. She said, hey ladies, and thank you, Mon. Hey, Mon. Um, so we got folks over on Facebook. We got people on IG. Thank you guys so much. It means so much for us that you tune in with us live. And we know that folks watch the replay, but that when you're live, I get a chance to joke with you and we have fun. I have not seen her acceptance speech by no means. And so, so as you said, you're going to give it back to me tonight, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you tell them what we're talking about, because see, we may have hit it last week, but we've been talking about it offline. Tell them what we're talking about.
Are you talking about them labels?
No, you giving it back. What are you giving back to me? Because maybe I don't know what my marching orders are. Maybe I don't know what crown you passing to me.
Oh
What?
no, baby, I'm passing back your crown to be Teresa tonight.
Oh, I thought I thought we were flipping it back. Oh, so you telling me you were Dr. Taz just now, and I'm supposed to be Teresa / OnJerya?
Well, you can be Teresa slash Angela. You sure can.
I thought you were passing it back for me to be Dr. Taz.
Well,
Let's
baby, you can look. It's your thing.
do what I
Do
want to do.
what you want to do.
You can't tell me who to talking to her.
Okay.
Well, goodness. See, now I was reading this thinking I was going to be that woman, but you telling me to be Teresa.
Yeah, be Teresa.
Bless you.
I know.
Now, she wants y'all laughing. Y'all, there's, as I say this all the time, I had a conversation with someone about a month ago, and they said, well, I'm always the same person. I am too, because I'm always Teresa. But sometimes Teresa delivers the information differently. Oh, you see that too different? That ain't the right way you should have said it. I'm always Teresa because Teresa is my name. That's what that T stands for. So I'm always Teresa, but sometimes I deliver it as Taz. And the difference is sometimes I'm truly in the flesh, and then sometimes I let the Lord use me. And so what she's saying, she wants me to be Teresa. So let's just jump right on into this then, because I haven't heard Viola, and we know I love Viola Davis. And yes, I know about her new book that's going to be coming out with James Patterson. And loved her in the G20. And like I said, I think I'll do a little blog about that. Excellent movie on Prime last year, 2025. But The Crown is already yours. Mm, mm, mm. Now, what resonates with me, if I could get that in my head, some of this stuff that I'm electing to deal with,
Yes.
I was thinking in my head, I saw you do that little smile. I know why you smile. I was thinking in my head as I was talking, some of the stuff that we elect to deal with, oh, Jesus, help me somebody. Something that's passed through my brain from last night, help me somebody. Lord, he might take me there. You know where I'm going to go. Some of the stuff that we elect to deal with, we wouldn't have to deal with it.
Right.
Because we'd understand who we are and whose we are. But let me say that differently. We'd understand how powerful we are. We're powerful beings. We are like God. We just in the flesh. So we're very powerful individuals. So when we talk about your story is your strength, the struggle, the resilience, it all shapes the person you are being. Of course, we know my story is stronger. It all shapes who I am, but I learned to modulate it because I also understand I'm too much for people. But you see, that's really their problem. You see, it's not my problem. You see, that's your problem. Now let me tell you something. You know who says that. I go on the chef's cruise. I have only been impacted by one chef. Now my phone was, I was trying to do something. And I'm gonna tell you who. My phone was on battery save. And then here I am with Alex Guanatelli. And I just start panicking. You know, I'm yellow. You know, I'm brown. I was red faced because I could feel all of the blood just rushing. I just could not get my phone to do what I wanted it to do. I'm yelling, OnJerya. OnJerya won't even right up there with me. Help me, OnJerya, help me, help me. All them other folks, it was Alex. It was Alex because I don't get starstruck. Well, I got hot again with it. I don't get starstruck, but Alex is a powerful woman.
Yes,
And
yes.
she walks in her story. She walks with power. And she's a short woman. And I can say that because, see, I come from short people on my mama's side. My mom's 5'2". Her father was like 4'11", is what we say granddaddy was. You know, so I'm taller than Alex, and I'm like 5'4.5". But she's a powerful woman. What you see on TV ain't nothing on her. She powerful. And so, you know, I understand that sometimes I'm too much.
Right.
That's the reason I bring Alex in. I'm too much for you. Well, have you ever thought I want meant to be with you, baby? Because you see, you want me to diminish me so that you feel good about you. It could be a job, it could be anything. It's not just relationships. Because you're asking me to change my story so that I can fit in, get along to go along, whatever that thing is that we talk about. And hi, thank you, Jennifer, for also watching us over on Facebook again. And thank you, Curly 1987 here for joining us, and Carousel Broom. I'm mispronounced, but please forgive me. Thank you for joining us on IG, and Nun Yika. Y'all know I'm bad with these names. I'm Amigabo. We know that's not right, but thank you for joining us. But yeah, so when we start talking about that speech, which I haven't heard yet with Viola, Viola has broke many glass ceilings, and I'm gonna say it that way, because we know that people choose to look at us through the lens that they want to look at us through. And she has shown people, you can't just look at me as this. I'm so many other things.
Right.
And she is a beautiful Black woman. Beautiful. So, you know, when we talk about that resilience, when we talk about the crown, you already have it. All we have to do is wear it. But now let me back it up now and jump. Left foot, right foot forward. Now, it's hard to wear it because we live in a world where people want us to be what they want us to be. They want you to believe that your life. Now I know y'all gonna say, Todd, they don't mean it like this. You keep on living, as the old folks used to say, and then one day you'll really figure out what they doing. They really don't want the best for you. Now, it seems like they want the best for you. You know, sometimes they snuggle up to you and y'all be cupcaking, and they be filling your head with things that they think is going to stroke your ego, but they really stroking their ego. But they tell me everybody's got an ego. I really don't have an ego. What I like, and what I don't. But stroking your ego, perhaps you should consider this because you are this. Perhaps you should consider that. Now, there's always a good thing about considering things. Now, as a former school counselor and a grant writer, still a grant writer, you have to look at the metrics.
Yep.
And you have to weigh the pros and the cons, the good and the bad. Now, yes, I may have that talent, but sometimes I got to understand if I'm going to exercise that particular talent at this point in my life, is that a good decision or is it a bad decision? Because there's some things in life we shouldn't shift. We don't rock those boats because it's been positioned. We've been positioned for a reason. And anybody that come knocking on your door, you need to let them keep a knocking, but they can't come in. They come, oh sinners, they invited them in, y'all. I'm telling you, don't invite these vampires in. Taz is here, but she's a little Teresa tonight. Really, it's Teresa. Don't invite them vampires in because that's really what they are. They vampires. But they look good now. They look good. But they vampires. So they tell you, maybe you should do this, you should do that. Okay. Well, what am I potentially going to lose?
Right.
It sounds good. And they trying to gaslight you, but you think they stroking your ego. You think they in your corner, but they setting you up for the okie doke. Because some things in life, they really working for us. They're really working for you. But, people would have us to believe that it's not. You deserve better than that. You ought to live in this kind of house. You ought to be wearing these kind of clothes. Well, baby, if you ain't paying for it. They say everybody got a you're so crazy. What they say about them opinions? They come a dime a dozen, but that ain't really what they say. Everybody got one. You should be wearing this type of jewelry. You should be driving this type of car. You should be working this type of job. Now, baby, if you can't put up, shut up. Now, what do I mean by that? If you ain't paying the bills, it don't matter what kind of car I drive. If you're not paying my mortgage, don't worry about what type of house I'm living in. If you're not buying the clothes, baby, I don't need you to tell me I should be wearing this versus wearing that. If you can't work the job that you think that I need to work, I need you to shut up. Because you don't know what my job affords me. And I don't need you trying to tell me how I need to do it. I need you to handle your business. Because your business is the one that needs to be handled, not mine. And I'm sick and tired of people always want to tell you how to wear your crown. Why don't you pick up your crown and wear it? And as I said, and I'm going to say it in a different way. Because I used to say to mama, people would ask me my advice, and then I tell them, then they get upset. But then I used to say to Miss Gloria also, this is thank you, God. I would say to Miss Gloria, well, they always want to tell me what's wrong with me, but they don't give me the opportunity to tell them what I think is wrong with them. I think my girl said, can I get a little reciprocity here? That's Lauren. Because I need some reciprocity. Because if you think that you can come in and tell me what my life needs to be, but I can't tell you about yourself, well, automatically, we're not equally yoked. We're not equally yoked. And that could be in an organization. It could be work. It could be church. Families, we're not equally yoked. It's okay for you to go off on me. But when I want to have a conversation with you, now you're about to have me be Teresa now. You're about to have me be Teresa. You're going to put a case out on me.
Okay.
Why? I didn't do nothing wrong. Let me explain it to you, baby. I didn't mean nothing bad. I just wanted to talk to you. ZZ Hill, it ain't no use. And it ain't no use. So the thing is, having not heard her speech, I get this thing of, you got to get in your head that regardless of what other people are saying, that white noise, that black noise, whatever, that cupcaking, there's always got another reason why we cupcaking. Not because, pick up transformation, Samson and Delilah. There was a reason she was cupcaking with him. It wasn't just because he was the man with all the plan and all the women and everybody wanted him. She had a reason why she was cupcaking with Samson. And she took him down. She took him down. So understanding that sometimes people say stuff that we think is good, might be positive,
Right.
but it may not be. I tell you, hey Jerry, he said, talk to me laugh out loud. Yeah, it don't necessarily be good for us.
Right.
And you see, Viola, bless her, I don't know. I hadn't seen her speech. But she really was telling it like it was and telling it like it is. Now you just got to see through all this other stuff so that you can understand what she talking about. Because you see, when you put on the crown that the other people give you, sometimes you don't get nowhere. And when you want to put on OnJerya crown instead of putting on Betty Lou's crown, you still don't get nowhere. Wear your crown, baby. Why are we like them crabs in a bucket? I don't get that. It's more than enough for everybody. Play your role. Understand what your strengths are and play to your strength. Don't try to play to my strength. Because I'm telling you, we were talking, I just got to doing an article and I mentioned Harold C. Smith, often imitated, never duplicated. And I said to you, that was a slogan that a funeral home mortician in our home county had when I was a little girl. I don't think he even says that now. But as a little girl, I heard that over and over again. And it left an impression for me. So Yvonne, if you hear this, I want you to let Mr. Smith hear this. I never forgot that. Often imitated, never duplicated. Because he was spouting wisdom. Now he was talking about his business, and he ain't telling no story about that. You can try to imitate Harold C. Smith, but you can't duplicate Harold C. Smith because them people can do a funeral. And then I think I was saying to you last week also about Mr. Smith, not about the reputation, because I put that in an article, I was doing an interview, but often imitated, small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. That was the other slogan that he had when I was a little girl. Small enough to know you, but large enough to serve you. Now, the thing about Harold C. Smith, we're going to do a quick case study on him, sort of like Viola. This is an astute man who understood what his skill set was. And he always plays to his skill set. Now, some people don't understand it, but Mr. Smith can do a funeral and he'll just, because funerals are heavy. They heavy. He was a man ahead of his time. He's walking and he's quoting these poems and stuff, and then he'll throw a little humor in there. Your parents know you here, Teresa? No, Mr. Smith, they don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to say something to him. It might be some Rob, you let Gloria come out looking like that. Again, it's people they get all upset with it. But you see, you don't understand what he's doing. He's trying to lessen the heaviness of the loss. And if he can get a little humor, people chuckle just a little bit. You don't realize how it takes a little bit off your chest. Because remember, we're taught that we're supposed to rejoice when people leave us and cry when they come into the world. But we don't be rejoicing when most of us don't. Some people do. They be rejoicing that the person is now gone on to be with the Lord. But most of us, we ain't quite got that good yet. So when they be leaving me, I be hollering. Okay? I be hollering. So I be needing Mr. Smith to make me chuckle a little bit because it takes my mind off of it just that moment. He understood the crown that he wears as the mortician in our community, and he played his role. Now, recently, would have been a year and a half ago now, we named a highway after Mr. Smith. He played his role. He didn't let people put another crown on him. he's a politician too, guys. He didn't let people put another crown on him. His path was there for him, and nobody can duplicate what he does. Okay? So again, your crown. Think out what your crown is. All of us have a crown. That crown was created before we were ever birthed. There's a crown for us. There might be a song that talks about that. There's a crown. Like I'm hearing something in my head. Yeah. There's a crown for us. But, the thing is, I'm going to go back to that white noise and that black noise and these people that be gaslighting. And, I'm getting ready to do a little blog about it. Came to me today. I'm just foreshadowing. I'm going to do a little blog and I'll put it out, guys, let you know. I want to write about the wrong baby dad. I started watching that yesterday. But the Lord said to me today when I was going to vote, I know. He said to me, the wrong. And I said, Jesus, I love it, Vivica. The wrong. And the one that I started watching the wrong baby daddy yesterday, he is going to be the wrong baby daddy, but the wrong. You see, sometimes I pick up the wrong thinking it's the right, but it's the wrong. Sometimes I have the wrong person in my ear. And if people can get in your ear, they can get in your mind. If they can get in your mind, they can get in your heart. We have to protect our ear. We have to protect what we see, our mind, our heart, because he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And we have to, and somebody said, I don't know who, some minister or something, or somebody I could have made up, But, sometimes the devil be laying right there next to you. Literally and figuratively. He laying right there with you, baby. And he ain't got to run you over because he ain't right there. He done got you. But we don't understand that. And that's the reason I talk about earlier doing that pros and the cons. Because of everything, you need to look at these people's track record. Oh, help me, Jesus. Help me, Uncle Jeffro. Help me, somebody. Why do we want to believe? I don't know why she want me to be Teresa tonight. But why do we want to believe if the track record has been like this with this person, that person, it's going to be different with you? You're not the black Jesus. You're not Jesus at if you're a female. So why is it going to be different with you, baby? Let's go to work. If they didn't work this job, they'll half work that job. You try to help them to get better and get on their feet. Why you think there's somebody been trying to help them? You try to help them too, whatever. Why you think it's going to get better? Keep hope alive. And I know we just lost Jesse because I would normally say keep hope alive. But at some point, we got to understand we wishing upon a star. And we got to use our intellect. What I say, OnJerya?
Use your think with your intellect and not your emotion.
Yes, sir. Because you see, your emotions will take you down, baby. We can walk through the Bible and tell you how it took them down. We can walk through the street right here and tell you how it took them down.
Yeah.
It'll take you down. So again, I just don't get it. And like I said, Viola was really sprouting wisdom. I hope people have really dissected that. Because you see, I'm just getting it from you. And it's so heavy. You got to talk about somebody be heavy. This is deep, OnJerya. Let me see if there's anything else I'm going to say before I pass it back to you. Well, she was speaking the gospel. It's already been bought and paid for. Just in case y'all didn't catch that. All we have to do is, and I can't read my head right when I be writing stuff down. All we got to do is wear it.
Just wear it.
And let me say this, OnJerya. We want to talk about fake it till we make it. But, Lord help me, Jesus. If we put on the right crown, we're not faking it. We've already made it. We've made it. But it don't look the way I thought it was going to look. Baby, there's levels to this thing. Levels to devils is levels to success. And you don't reach this epitome. Viola has been at this, did you say how many years, OnJerya? I know it's been over 20.
Oh, yeah,
Because,
it's been 20 years.
because How to Get Away with Murder, it's been over 10 years now.
Yeah.
She has been at this for years. Look at Denzel. Look at Tyler. People, look at Michael B. Jordan. Michael didn't just start last year.
Nope.
It won't just last year he got started. He has been at this a long time. So just as it's levels for them, it's levels for us. But if you don't ever put on the right crown, well, you're not going to get to no level. And for God's sakes, oh, Jesus, help me. I don't know why you told me to be Teresa. Stop putting on the crown and taking it off every few minutes because it ain't looking the way you want to look, baby. It don't even have time to work. You ain't done nothing. Let me say it a different way because you told me to be Teresa. You put on a crown tonight and you think you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. What kind of crown you putting on? Because if it's one of them regular crowns where you got to work at your craft, well, even if you ain't got to, you got to work at any craft. So whether you working at a legal craft or an illegal craft, it don't usually happen that you're a millionaire in an hour, in 24 hours. I bet you got your stuff really set up well. So if that's the case, and we use Viola as an example of what she's talking about and the people that I just mentioned, if you put your crown on right now and you only have it on for the month of March and you don't have no results, who's at fault?
You are.
Exactly. But it's interesting how I'll give up on that crown, but I won't give up. Help me. Thank you, Jesus. He caught me there. But I won't give up on these people talking in my ear. These men and these women who spinning these tales is talking in my ear. But I'm going to give up on the crown. And you hear people say, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, well, do the work, baby. Pick it up and do the work. You mean I got the work? Yes. You have to work at it. Even King Charles, he has the work, the monarch, England. He got to do a little work there. I don't get it. Help me to get it. I'm kind of slow sometimes. Thank you, Morels, Linda Ford, for joining us over on IG, and sweetest thing for you. Thank you for joining us. And Mon, I see you over there now. She done left us on Facebook again. If I left out anything, because you told me to be Teresa, and I can be all over the place. And this setback. Now that was powerful, OnJerya. Let me channel Paula, OnJerya. That was powerful. I ain't talked to you, y'all. I talked to you offline. What you think was a setback really was to direct you to your path. Because I already know this, because strong. I understand it. But it's interesting how life happens. I can't make it. Oh, yeah. I love songs, OnJerya. And anybody that has ever listened to me, they know I talk in songs. Neither one of us want to be the first to say goodbye. And I just say that because that's what just popped in my head. Sometimes we got to say goodbye.
Yeah.
You hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more. And the Jack is a lot of different things. And you're saying goodbye to a lot of different things, because it could be some things that's going on with you. That's the reason why your crown is not working the way you thought it was going to work. And sometimes those things that be hurting you with your crown is Miss Glory said that green-eyed mustard. That's what Miss Glory say. That green-eyed mustard. What you talking about? She talking about jealousy and envy. Stop worrying about what somebody else is doing, but that's not your crown. I'm going to go back to that. Stop. That's not your lane. We say stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Because you see, when I can stay in my lane, we went last week, we talked about them labels. But you see, when I can stay in my lane and don't put on somebody else's label, either the one they put on me or the one that I decide I want to give myself. I might can get somewhere in life. Mm, mm. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give it back to you. I just, Dennis and I talked about this. Sometimes you have to flee. You have to flee, which
Yeah.
means you have to stop what you're doing, no matter how it hurts you, no matter how you feel about whatever. You having to stop. You have to stop and you have to flee. Because at some point we get signals that we are headed down the wrong road. And when you're heading in the wrong direction, many tragic things can happen. We just had an accident this past weekend. A wrong way driver collided with a state trooper, and the trooper and the driver were killed here in North Carolina. The person was going in the wrong direction. When you're going in the wrong direction, most times nothing good is going to happen. And you have to sometimes understand that the people that you thought were going to steer you in the right direction are steering you in the wrong direction. And you have to know when, and you have to have enough strength within yourself to stand on what you know is right, no matter how unpopular that is. It's going to hurt you. I'm not going to tell you it's not going to hurt you. I'm not going to tell you it's not going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. But you got to flee sometimes. And, I'm thinking about Sodom and Gomorrah, and they couldn't find any righteous people there. So anyway, ultimately, God is going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot and his family are to flee. And, sometimes we just, I talk about it as we like the familiar, it's a routine. We know what to expect. We just nosy. We just want to see what the end gonna be like.
Right.
I don't know what it was that Lot's wife wanted to know, but they said flee and don't look back. Don't look back. And that's a hard thing to do. I get it. But she decided she wanted to look back. And she's still looking back. I just can't wait. Don't make me do it. I got this funny sense of humor. A friend of mine 34 years ago, he said, take that on the road. Because he said, you don't mean to be funny, but she's still looking back. Yeah, guys, she turned into a pill of salt. She's still looking back. You get me? You get me? You want to look back, baby. Don't look back. Look ahead. And when you're making decisions about whether this is going to work for me and whether it's not going to work for me, what they saying in my ear and help me, Lord. Why they saying that in my ear? Is that going to help me or is that going to hurt me? Because only you can put out forest fires and only you know what's going to help you and what's not. Let's be realistic, baby. Let's be realistic. The grass ain't always green on the other side. We like to think it's never green. It's brown. Grass is brown. And now you out there. And let me tell you, when they get you out there, they ain't going to try to get you back in, baby, because that was the goal the whole time. And you bought it. You decided that you were going to wear the crown that they said you should wear instead of wearing your crown that God or whomever you believed in said that you should wear. So again, let's don't look back because you get to looking back and you can't turn around, And by the time you realize what's happened, it's too late, baby. Right. Literally and figuratively, it's too late. But you had a choice: will and obligation or free will. That's in transformation. I'm in a transformation mode right now, guys. Y'all gonna be getting a lot of transformation because we need to transform. Willing obligation or free will. We have free will. And it's up to us to determine, are we going to keep walking forward and doing the work that is required to get what we want to have in life? We may not be celebrities and actors, but we are important to this world. And that's what she was also saying. Each one of us, the caregivers, the emergency helpers, the mentors, the activists, whatever your crown is, because that's a crown. And we're supposed to live and perform the best we can with whatever crown, whatever job we have been destined to do, not the one that necessarily pay the bill, but we have jobs that we were born into this world to do so that we could impact, if you're a person of faith, God's kingdom and his people. So it doesn't matter. Remember, there are levels of devils, there's levels to success. And it's sort of hard to, well, I always use this analogy. I win the lottery today. I want to have money a year from now. So I might want to learn how to manage that type of money because you see, I've gone from right here to way up here. I'm not ready for it yet, baby. I'm sorry. Let me tell you, I'm not ready for it yet. I was not ready. It takes time to adjust emotionally, intellectually, psychologically, socially to your levels of success because you always have hanger-ons. I'm talking social stuff now. You always have hanger-ons. What do y'all call? What y'all call them, Jay? The people that be just dangling with you. They just want to get your crumbs. But they get more, the more you have to offer. Let me see. Well, they do it different ways. Sometimes people hang on because they not. And Jay, don't be telling me to be Teresa, but I did say I was going to be more Teresa this year, guys. Sometimes they hang on. Let me see if I can clean this up a little bit. Hi, Kimberly. Great. Thank you for watching over on Facebook. People hang on to you at every level.
They do.
They can hang on to me at this level because it may give them prestige, but also they know that I'm a kind-hearted person.
Yes.
And I will do anything to help them. You know, that's when I talk about they just gonna run me over. I'll do anything to help them. So they getting me at this level. They taking advantage of me. Whatever it is I'm giving them, it might be money, it might be time, it might be my expertise in something. They taking advantage of me. But then even at this level, they still taking advantage of me in a different way too. But as we move up in the levels of success, some of these people that were taking advantage of you, they not going to want you to have no success. So they're going to be working against you. And at each level, you have to mature and understand how to deal with what life is permitting you to experience, as Quran would say, what life is letting happen for you. Y'all know Quran Joseph Riley, my friend, my brother, that it's happening for me, not happening to me. Because you see, the master is helping me to mature in all those different ways I said, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually, social maturity, so that I don't flip off and step outside and take my crown off. Because I take my crown off and take my crown off and act out of my flesh instead of my intellect. So again, we want some of us, we want success overnight. Baby, can you handle it?
No.
Because you see, there are people who have mega success and they struggle to handle it. So like I said, I win the Powerball tonight. Whew, I'm gonna have to go away for probably about 7 or 8 months in seclusion after we get the paperwork and stuff taken care of. Because now I've got to figure out, how am I going to operate with that type of money? How much of allowance am I going to give myself per year? You only going to get, yes, per year. Because you see, if I don't think about it from that perspective, I'll blow through that money.
Sure will.
Real quick. real quick. So I'm gonna have to put myself on an allowance. Yes, I'm gonna stop working my job. Yeah, I'm gonna stop my job because I'm gonna have to go away for 7 or 8 months and be in isolation as I try to figure out how I'm gonna live now. I'm gonna have to put myself on allowance because that's a lot of money, and I'm not used to billions, basically $1 billion. It'd be like $1 billion for me. It'd be 58, probably 58 million. After taxes, that's a lot of money, and that's a lot of people pulling at me now too. See, that's the thing. They pulling at me because you see, my crown is shining brightly now. So where I was a low level target before. Now I'm a high level target because you see, now they done got in my bed and they think they know what I got because it's public knowledge. They think they know what I got. So they really plotting on how they go get what I have. Now I'm talking money right now, that lottery money, but I'm talking a lot of things. I'm being Viola. I'm talking about a lot of things that these people are plotting to get. And then I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give it back to you, Jay, because I don't think I've ever said this before live. But I also have to understand sometimes people do things just for the fun of it. So they can sit back and say, look at them now. Because that's human nature. That's human nature. It's not about the money. It's not about the favor. It's not about what you can do for them. Just to see you go from here to here. That's how they get their kicks. And I'm giving it back to you, Anjay. The movie, I just thought about it. Smell it. Temptations. If you've never seen it, watch it. Temptations. Is that a Tyler movie?
I think it is a Tyler Perry movie, yeah.
It's a very good movie. He brought her all the way down, and she thought that her husband was not good enough for her. And this man brought her all the way down. It's a very good movie. It's full of life lessons. So, OnJerya, I done been Teresa long enough. Let you finish it on up, babe.
Lord, I don't even know if I got too much more to say. I mean, because you pretty much have said everything, right? That there is to say. I guess again, I would just reiterate to stop shrinking, stop doubting, and stop waiting. Another quote that she did say was, "You cannot live someone else's idea of who you're supposed to be." And it goes back to last week when we was talking about labels. I really was not trying to make this a series, but it seems like this is a reoccurring theme. Again,
TD Jakes, I told you it's okay to be a series.
It is. It's a different lesson, even though we're giving it to you the same. We're giving the same lesson in a different way. At the end of the day, just worry about you and stop worrying about other people. I know it's hard when you're young and you're gullible, right? You may have not had those parents that instilled in you, don't care about what other people think of you. Again, we was raised by Joe Jackson's sister, so even now at our big old age, she still lets us know, honey, baby, stop worrying about what other people think. Who cares? And that's why I tell my girls, and that's why I tell anybody else that I'm having a conversation with. Worry about what you can control. Worry about that. Stop worrying about things that are beyond your control. Yeah, I know it hurts. I know you're sad, you're angry, you're disappointed. But let me tell you, honey, I've been going through some things, and them people thought they had my crown. And the Scorpio had to say, checkmate, mic drop, baby.
I can't wait to hear about it.
I know you can't. Because again, I am who I am. You can't put a label on me to be who you want me to be or who you think I should be. That's beautiful. I love that for you. But at the end of the day, stop putting yourself down to make other people feel good. Always stand up for yourself. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. Trust and believe. We've all been there, right? Like, like we have parents where my daddy, he's like, "Hey yourself, hey yourself,
First.
hey yourself first." And I'm just like, okay, daddy. Because in my mind, I'm like, all right, I put money in my 401k. I got this, But he never went into details about what that meant, right? What does that actually look like when you pay yourself? Well, now I know what that looks like. And that's why I make sure that I am taken care of. Because at the end of the day, as you have already oh so nicely stated, no one's going to look out for you but you. So you have to take care of yourself, meaning that you have to protect your crown. Mm-hmm. And you have to rise above because people going to put you in these categories that they think you belong in because of how you're moving. And the thing is, you're not going to do that because I'm not going to allow you to do that. So my thing is just play the game, but don't let the game play you. Don't let it play you, baby. Because sometimes while you thinking that you are beating this person at your game, you're really playing into their hands. So just be mindful, just be aware, but don't ever put yourself down and think small just to please other people. I don't like people pleasers. That's just like, we ain't gonna go through the list of pet peeves. But that's one of them. I don't like people who do things just to get along, because sometimes that getting along backfires on you. And, people don't want to talk about that. But it does. It'll backfire because you're basically trying to keep the peace because I'm afraid that if I speak up, they're going to be mad at me. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Who cares? If they get upset because you're choosing to speak your truth, if they get upset because you're choosing to advocate for yourself, mm-hmm. then you might want to do some reevaluation of why are you even around me? And why am I even talking to you? Like I talked to someone today and they had the nerve to say, you got to be mindful of the company that you keep. If we had been looking at each other face to face, I'd have just looked at them to be like, it's funny you say that. Funny you say that. So again, stop trying to live the life or wear the crown or the label that someone else thinks that you should have, that you should do, and that you should wear. And just focus on your crown because their crown may be all gemmed up. It may have all the rubies and emeralds and this and that. But let me tell you, honey, you don't know what type of work they had to put in for that crown. So you just settle for your little princess tiara. Because that might be all that you can handle at this particular time in your life. Now, once you have mastered this level, then you'll elevate and you'll grow from that little tiara. And some of the tiaras are nice and pretty and big. Right? Mm-hmm. Like it'll continue to grow. And the next thing you know, it started out real small and now it's all up here. Because again, you focus on the crown that God has for you instead of somebody else. So stop shrinking, stop doubting, stop waiting.
And be careful of the company you keep and play the game, but don't let the game play you. And don't worry about other people's worrying about other people's crown prevents you from seeing the traps that have been set for you. So I'm gonna say this one last time. Worrying about other people's crown prevents you from seeing the traps that have been set for you. Because to take care of you, you got to have your eyes on the right prize, not a prize that someone says that you should have it on. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This has been so much fun. And remember, before you go trying to take care of someone else, make sure you take care of yourself first by wearing your crown and keeping your eyes on the prize. Bye now. Thank you guys.